This is such fun. I can't wait to hear all about Escape New Haven. So let me introduce Ethan Rodriguez-Torrent and William Maxwell Sutter, or Max. So thanks for coming on. Okay, you're two Yaleys that graduate from Yale, and you go into, you have a day job. We'll talk about that in a moment, but you start a new round of gaming. Let's face it, you guys, millennials, all grew up gaming as kids, but you've taken it to another level. What is Escape New Haven?
Escape New Haven is a puzzle room venue, and I know a lot of people aren't familiar with that term. A puzzle room is a room where you and a team of friends, coworkers, strangers who also signed up at the same time as you get locked in this room that appears to be a normal room at first, but as you look further into the furnishings in the room, you find that there are a lot of secrets and clues hidden in the room that help teach you how to escape from the room. So it's kind of like a real-life video game experience.
How did you come up with this?
I went to one in New York, actually. It's a very new piece of the entertainment industry. I went to one in New York as soon as I heard about it, I booked tickets. I went to one. I really enjoyed the concept, really had a lot of fun with a friend of mine. We were part of a team of 8, and I decided, this is something that I could do, actually, and I could probably do a better job at it.
Of gaming?
And Max and I talked about it, because Max has a mechanical engineering background, and we play a lot of board games and stuff together. We live across the street from each other. So Max and I talked about it, and he was really into it, and I was really into it, so we said, let's give it a try. So we did a beta last summer in Max's garage.
A test run.
A test
in
run.
the garage, which I love.
Which was shut down in a week by the condo board.
But
everybody loved it.
So tell me it's $26, we should say, to show up, and it's
$22 for students and children.
Okay, so I show up at a house. You've procured a house on Whitney Avenue, is that correct?
It's a business location.
Business location.
It's the lower floor of the William H. Taft Mansion.
Tell me about this mansion.
It was owned by William Howard Taft and sold in 1921, and the top floors are rented by the William F. Buckley Association, and the lower floor is us.
It's not haunted or anything, is it? I mean, you could add that around Halloween. That would be
really
absolutely.
Good. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sign up on your website, escapenewhaven.com, and then what happens? I show up in a group of as few as 4 or as many as 9?
Well, you can actually just come by yourself if you're okay with meeting and playing with new people.
Okay.
That's what I did in New York, and it was a lot of fun. Or you can come in a group as large as 9. You come to our venue, we sign you in, we put you in the workshop. We have 3 themed scenarios. So we have the workshop, the studio, and the library. We put you in one of those scenarios, which you sign up for in advance, and we close the door behind you. There is an emergency exit. You're not locked in.
You're not trapped.
But we close the door behind you, and we say, you have 60 minutes to escape. Go.
Tell me, are you Rubik's Cube? Are there word games? How do you?
There's all kinds of puzzles we put in the room that challenge your senses in a lot of different ways. There are lighting effects. There are things you have to listen for.
Let's start looking at some pictures while you're talking about this to give folks an idea of what they're going to see. Okay, this is the house in which you will come to do this modern gaming. Next picture. All right, this is just sort of setting. Which set is this?
So this is a shot from the library.
Okay.
As you can see, there's a lovely bust of Beethoven. There's some books. There's a key there. So in the library, there's a lot of objects to interact with, and you have to figure out what the objects are trying to teach you, and where the keys are hidden, where the combinations are hidden. So the libraries are one of the newer scenarios we've come up with.
All right, so we'll keep looking at the pictures as they spin through here. So is this the entrance? You see keys?
Yes.
Okay.
That's our logo.
That's your logo.
Yep.
Nice branding work on your part.
That was all Max.
Oh, so there's mood lighting. Is that correct?
It's not strictly mood lighting.
Okay.
Usually if there's strange lighting, it's trying to tell you something.
Oh.
So certain puzzles look different under different colors of lighting.
Okay.
And there's also infrared, ultraviolet puzzles. We kind of went all out on the lighting. So.
Is there music?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on which scenario you're working.
Right now, we're looking at a unified soundtrack for everybody.
The music is just going to be background, not to distract, and the music won't give you any clues in particular.
So can anybody solve these problems? Because I was reading about what you're doing, and about 10% get this right without a prompt from an administrator.
Right.
So if you get stuck, then what happens?
Well, if you get stuck, we have a certain slide deck of clues that will feed people as we see they're struggling. And we do all of this by way of a monitor, like a computer monitor in each room.
I was going to ask you, are you peering in the rooms?
Oh, we have a whole surveillance set up right
Video
now.
cameras,
Video
microphones.
cameras, audios. We also have monitors in each room where we'll feed you clues if you're really struggling, because it's not fun to kind of sit and work on the same puzzle for 10 minutes. And then we do have 2 get out of jail free cards that you can use. If you're really stuck and you just want to, I can't solve this, I need the answer, you can use it, because every team has different strengths and different weaknesses, and we understand that. So if you're really stuck, you can use the get out of jail free card, we'll give you the answer and let you move on to the other puzzles.
Let's say you win, you solve it. Is there a prize? Is there a charity piece to this? Do you give back? Have you figured that out yet?
Right now, the main incentive is just team pride. You got through with your team. We post your photo on social media. We add your name to the winners list, and yeah,
it's up to each group to celebrate how they see fit. I guess
exactly.
That
it's rare enough that few people are going to actually finish it all the way without any clues.
How do you come up with the puzzles? Are you sitting around scheming? Now, your day job is working at an art gallery.
Yeah, I work at the Silk Road Art Gallery on Audubon Street in New Haven.
So maybe they're helping you, and you're a mechanical engineer, and in your bio I read you're going to save the world in a lot of ways. How are you going to do that? Through gaming?
No, not exactly. I work at a biotech startup in Brantford.
And what are we making there?
We make rapid diagnostic devices to identify cells that are contaminating food samples, bloodstream, anything. So we're trying to accelerate biological testing.
All right, 2 smart guys that are just gaming their way through. So how do you get your ideas? Because, you know, I asked you, I said, are you going to rotate and make these in different rooms in different homes around Greater New Haven? You said for right now it's just going to be at the one mansion and 3 different scenarios, but you're going to have to change them up a lot. So how are you going to do that?
Well, right now we sit down at a table and we say, you know, it would be awesome, and then we try to figure out how to implement it. We try to create a broad array of puzzles. So there are visual puzzles, there are auditory puzzles, there's lighting, there's things you actually have to make or put together. We try to create a broad array of puzzles. The point of the whole thing is to make you work as a team and think in different ways. Going forward, every 3 months, we're actually going to completely remove one scenario. For example, the studio is going to be the first to go after 3 months, and then we're going to put a new scenario in its place. All new puzzles, all new decor.
And what's the end game to all of this? You're going to franchise this all over the country?
Who knows?
You should say yes.
Yeah. We'll let you know in 3 months.
We're definitely interested in the possibility. We'll see how this goes in New Haven.
You have an investor. Who is that?
It's my friend from high school, Dylan Connor.
I love that. My friend from high school.
He and I actually went to my first room escape in New York, the one I first played, and he loved it. He couldn't be involved because he lives and works in New York, but he was definitely willing to invest and support us.
Trust us enough to do a good
manage,
job.
Yeah.
So far you've had a little bit of publicity, and you have how many people signed up already?
We have 890 individuals signed up, so we're pretty heavily booked from now all the way into April.
But we're about to add a few new time slots because we know there's going to be a lot of interest generated in the next few weeks.
Well, I think it's all about, mystery. It's passwords. It's find the key, I guess, and you find a key and then you unlock the clue to something else. As you get going, do you have any idea where this is going to end? I mean, you already have 890 people signed up already. After people see this, you're going to have more and more and more. How are you going to handle the growth of this thing? Or are you just going to ride out the popularity?
Well, I think as we open new locations, we can recycle puzzles because someone in Seattle isn't going to have done our New Haven one. But I think staffing, it's pretty straightforward for an employee to man the location. And we're trying to make that as streamlined as possible because right now it's just us doing everything.
And you're exhausted, I'm guessing.
We're pretty exhausted.
We've been putting in a lot of hours.
A few all-nighters this week. But we're thinking bigger than this too. Like we're thinking of if we get a community together of people who like puzzles and who like escaping and who like having fun as a team, not doing something on your phone or on the computer. Like we can geocache together. We can have game nights. We can have puzzle nights. Like we can create an entire community that goes beyond the space.
You have really no idea where this is going to go. The thing I like about it is you're not gaming alone. You're actually physically talking to somebody.
Oh yeah, we take their cell phones when they come in. You can't use your cell phone.
Let's expand on that. So you take the cell phones away. Has there been resistance to that?
No, I think people pretty much understand that you're not allowed to Google the answer to something in the room. You're supposed to be able to learn everything you need to know from the room. We don't give you a flashlight because we said lighting's a huge thing. So I think people accept, they're there for a removed experience, and they're there because they want to be there, not because they want to be on texting with their other friends who aren't there.
And they might meet somebody new and have a great conversation and go, hey, I should get off of this device and look at people and have this conversation.
Exactly.
Ethan and Max, I wish you such great things in the future. This sounds really interesting. And
Thank you.
may thousands sign up and you figure out how to franchise it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sam.
Made a trivial pursuit, spend one this in. Who is this girl I spend all night kissing? And if Walter's right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm as a wishing to find the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Things keep locked in the grocery store of my mind. Just to save time, I'll skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, you know, you know that you need me.